Are we allowed to tell the story of the night when it went weird or not?
You're acting like it was one night.
No. The break-in.
Oh, well, I wasn't in town for that.
Oh, shit,
so
you weren't
there. So I know a
there.
lot about it, but I was touring Australia at the time. So they called, I was about to go on stage in Australia. And
So me and Seymour had been hanging out in Whalley Range, me and Seymour Mace, who lived in Fallowfield. We had a flat together. So there's a comedian flat there. There's a comedian flat in Whalley Range.
Yeah.
You guys had a house. This has been mentioned a long time back. We were fucking around and probably there till about midnight, 1 o'clock. I was like, all right, cool, we're going to go back to Fallowfield.
yeah.
And
I think they thought it was you guys.
Left Jim Jeffries and Steve Hughes and Jim's girlfriend in the house. And then about half an hour later, some lads broke in with like balaclavas and a machete.
Yeah,
and
machete and like a hatchet.
Get out, we're going to fucking rob the place. And apparently Jim's reaction was, oh, fuck off, damn.
Yeah, they thought it was you
and then
fuckers.
quickly realised that it wasn't me and Seymour playing a joke.
Shit
and then got
serious.
held up and had all their shit robbed.
Imagine if that fella had been called Dan, though. Imagine how much his head would have fell off.
Yeah.
I thought
Why not got the balaclava?
What a time to be gigging away.
Fucking
what
hell.
a time
I know,
to be gigging away.
it's shocking, man. That's the other thing too. They thought it was you guys. Then they took Jim's car. They piled all the shit into Jim's car, and got busted because they ran a curb. So if they hadn't run a curb, the cops wouldn't have thought something suspicious here, and they went on the big chase to catch them.
I think they got pulled over by the police about 1.5 miles from the house, which if you're going to...
Such a sad
I
getaway.
think they chased them through Moss Side.
Right,
I think
cool.
there was I think they call him RoboCop. This cop who was like leaping fences after these fuckers to tackle them. So
I love it.
See, and you take the piss out of... I have an axe next to my bed, right?
Why, though?
In case something like that happens.
You don't
Does it
use
have
the
to
axe.
be an axe though?
I have a baseball bat as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so if someone breaks in, I can be like, choose your weapon.
to beat me with.
What are you doing with the axe?
I will put it through his face.
Why?
Because he's broke into my house and I want him to leave.
So you want to go to jail instead?
I wouldn't go to jail. I get rid of the body. I've seen Snatch. Pigs.
Also, he lives in a penthouse flat. Way up. 14th floor.
Hey, I went to the trial. I'll tell you a very funny thing that Jim said at the trial that made everybody laugh in the moment's attention because they were
So was it two lads? They were
yeah,
young lads.
two lads. They got like they're out of prison now, so maybe we should not be careful about how much we're talking about.
They're actually
What are their names?
They're actually was it?
It was Brendan Beach.
Yeah,
Mr. Coombs.
we keep saying our names and shit, and they're like, "That's who we robbed." Oh, fuck!
It's Johnny Coombs.
Yeah, it's funny. They got 12 and 14. They got an extra 2 years each for drug possession as well, which was mental because it was
12
our
and 14
drugs.
years.
So
They got
12 and 14 years, and
Yeah,
That one robbery.
But we're making quite light of it. But they actually got tied up and threatened.
It was very serious.
It was pretty. It was
So it's a home
beyond
invasion.
aggravated.
Jim Jeffries has spoke about it on a special. They threatened to rape his girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a home
They
invasion.
have
isn't
spoken
it?
about it, so we're not.
Yeah, we're not
breaking
like-
any rules,
yeah.
but I'm sure both Jim and Steve probably aren't that comfortable with discussing it.
Well, luckily they're not
But
here.
I gotta tell you a very funny moment because I went and supported them at the trial. I was back home by the time the trial was there, which was very tense as well. Like you just remember like Jim's girlfriend on the witness stand and stuff, and that was rough to watch. Like she could hardly look over at them, and it's very hard too. You're not allowed if you don't adamantly say that you recognize the criminals at the time, like that night when the police show up, and if you're like I don't know everything then. You're not allowed to then 2 months later say, no, that's definitely them. You're not allowed. You have to say it happened, and then the police have to say these are the ones we caught. So the police then have to be the witnesses. So that's an unfortunate thing because you're always in shock when the cops do show up, and you just want to say things like, I'm not really sure, and they were kind of tall, and they had maybe it was a Raiders hat, or but if you don't know the exact details, they don't hold up in court months later. Anyway, but luckily the cops who caught them were so great at their job, and they're the ones. So you just have to say the event happened, then the cops get to go, we caught the people from the event. That's what they look like. These are them. So that you need that chain of
Okay,
of evidence
that makes sense
to make things work. It was the funny moment, which just proves how funny this fucker is. So tense in the courtroom. The machete was in a big clear tube. right? It's in a big clear tube. In fact, the tube was even bowed at one of the ends because of the size of the machete at the end. And the machete was from our shed, our little shed out back. So they went into our shed.
And robbed with your own machete?
Yeah, to get the weapons. And the other one was a hammer. That's right. The other one was a hammer. It was a hammer, and it was in a big envelope that was folded over. They passed around the machete while Jim was on the stand. And they went, is that the weapon? Jim's like, yes, that's our machete from our back garden shed. And then they had passed around this envelope with the hammer in it. And Jim looks in there. He's like, yeah, that's the hammer. And then they passed it over to the judge. And the judge looks in the envelope. And then the judge just went, ladies and gentlemen, this envelope is too big for this piece of evidence. Can we get a more satisfactory sized envelope for this, or can we cut the envelope or something? And then Jim just went, well, there's a big knife right there. And just cracked everybody up. And I was just like, holy fuck. Even in this moment of tension, the motherfucker couldn't but help do a little joke right
Did
there.
the judge laugh?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He made them all laugh. I thought, victory. Trial over.
At that point, the judge has got to go, do you know what, guilty, life in prison, that's safe over you.
Yeah, I felt like standing up to the two criminals and go, what do you guys got? Can you follow that? I think we're done now. Yeah,
Yeah, if you're going to go and watch court cases, go and watch them with world-class comedians.
yeah that's what
That's
you want.
defo better, isn't it?